What's good, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. Obviously, we have nothing but Super Bowl talk going on. We got Chiefs, we got 49ers, but we've got to break that up a little bit. Let's get our Raider talk in as well. And so I want to jump on here, hit you guys a little recap of what's been going on leading up to the Super Bowl. We've hired on some coaches. We've also signed an extension to a player, and then 24 hours later, something was thrown in the mix, which, to be honest with you, pissed me off. And so we're going to dive into that just a little bit because I had a lot of high hopes for this player. But before I get into it, Larry Fleming, if you're out there, please email me at realraider805@gmail.com. You were one of the winners of my previous giveaway. I've been trying to reach out to you, man. If you see this, email me. If I don't hear from you by my next video, which will be in the next day or two, I'll have to pick another winner. And so email me, man, please. And in addition to that, I just peaked over 2,300 subscribers. When I hit 2,500, I will do another giveaway, and every single one of you that are subscribed up to that point will be involved in that giveaway. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button so you're involved in all my giveaways and all future giveaways. That's a way of me saying thank you and showing my appreciation for all of you that have gotten me to this point. But at the very minimum, if you could like this video and hit that notification bell, I'd definitely appreciate it as well. So let's kind of get into this. Let's do a quick little recap of what's been going on with our Raiders going up to the Super Bowl. And so first, I'm going to jump on here and really hit you with the news that everybody was waiting for, right? Cliff Kingsbury, he was brought in. We thought something was going to be finalized, and then he drops his name out. And so he was no longer, part of that candidate pool. And we go ahead and make the next move and hire on Luke Getsy. And so initially, I wasn't too stoked about that, but I did my research and I dropped a video on Luke Getsy, on my take on it. And after doing my research, I felt a little bit better on that. So check out that video when you have a chance. And then let's get into really what we've seen here in this last week or so. And I'm going to start with the news that really pissed me off. And we're going to start with that one real quick. And it actually surrounds one of the players that was on our squad last year, Janarius Robinson. So I believe it was Monday, news dropped that we signed Janarius Robinson to a 1-year, $985,000 deal. And I was very stoked about this player. One of the reasons why is because he has a great motor. He's a big guy. He's 6'7", 275 pounds. I think he was going to be a great depth piece behind Max Crosby and Malcolm Koonce. He was very raw, but he still was able to get to that quarterback. He had quite a few pressures. He got to the quarterback during the Minnesota game, which really helped us in really staying close in that game. And I felt that he had a lot of promise. And so seeing us sign him to another deal, at least for another year, I thought was going to be great for just the depth in that edge position. And so I was stoked about that. And then less than 24 hours, another report came out that Janarius Robinson was arrested Tuesday morning on suspicion of DUI. And you want to wait until all the reports come out before you really jump the gun. But I started to do a little more research, and apparently around 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, police were called to the Aria Resort and Casino for a report of a woman who was hit by a car and who was then pinned between two cars. And so that's what's said in the report. And so, again, we want to wait for all the details to come out. But if he did truly if he was truly arrested and he's actually found guilty for DUI, I just don't understand. It really just pisses me off for a player in the NFL. Obviously, I know he's not signed to a multi-million-dollar deal, but at the end of the day, it doesn't cost a lot to just get an Uber, just get a ride. And so, I just want to kind of hit you with that news. Very disappointing. I'm definitely one that's disappointed because I had high hopes for this player. But, outside of that, let's jump on to the next one. We hired a new running back coach, which is Deshaun Foster. Now, that resulted in us releasing Kennedy Polamalu, which I was pretty bummed about. Kennedy Polamalu was a great running back coach. He was well-respected within the league and definitely well-respected inside that locker room, the Raiders locker room. And so really bummed to see that. But you know what? Next man up, Deshaun Foster. I appreciate you coming. What was kind of weird is that Cliff Kingsbury actually dropped his name out of the running. We hired on Deshaun Foster, but then we hired on Luke Getsy. So it was a little weird that we hired on a running back coach on the offensive side prior to Luke Getsy coming in. So we'll see if Deshaun Foster does stay around. I don't know how that's going to mesh, but we'll see. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, we did see Kennedy Polamalu exit the building. Now, let's break down Deshaun Foster real quick, right? He started his college career playing at UCLA. He finished up his final year as a second-team All-American, and then he enters the NFL in 2002. He was drafted by the Carolina Panthers early in the second round, and then about 6 years later, in 2008, he was signed with the San Francisco 49ers, which would be his final year in the NFL. And after he exited the NFL, he started his coaching career at UCLA. He had a really short stint with Texas Tech, and then he headed back to UCLA as the running back coach and is now with the Raiders. So, welcome to Deshaun Foster. Welcome to the Raiders. Welcome to the coaching staff. And so that's one new hire that we brought on. Second new hire would be Andre Carter. Now, Andre Carter is being brought on as a pass rush specialist, which I really do like this hire, and I'll get into my reasons why. But he started out his college playing career over with the Cal Bears, where he was a first-time All Pac-10 selection as a defensive lineman. He went on to win the Morris Trophy, which is awarded to the Pac-10's top defensive lineman of the year. So definitely reached some really high achievements as a player at the college level. He was also recognized as the unanimous All-American and was selected as the Cal Bears' most valuable player as a defensive player, which is anytime a defensive player can get your MVP of the team, means he's doing something. So that's a great kind of send-off to end his college career. Then he enters the pros. He was selected by the 49ers in 2001 as a first-round draft pick. Then he went on to play for the Washington Redskins in 2006. He finished up his career with a stint with the Patriots as well as the Raiders. So he is an ex-Raider player, which means, welcome back. So within his playing career from 2001 to 2013, he was able to compile 80.5 sacks for his career and had a combined total tackles of 517. And so he had a knack to be able to get to that quarterback. Now, he did kind of have an up and down year when it came to the sacks stats. Sometimes he kind of was in that lower single digit, but then, 4 times out of those 13 years, he was able to register double-digit sacks. And so, again, he knows how to get to that quarterback. And the thing is, he's going to be able to really get in with Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, some of these younger guys, maybe in a Tyree Wilson if we start, using them more on the edge, and really get these guys going and build on the success we've really seen with these guys just this past year. And so that kind of sums up. Let me say real quick, his coaching career, Andre Carter, he doesn't have much coaching experience. He started with the Cal Bears, so obviously he went to play college there. He went back in 2015 to help them coach. In 2017, he moved his way to the NFL, which he coached with the Miami Dolphins. And then after that stint, he moved on and was the defensive line coach over with the Jets. And in 2022, he moved back down to the college ranks and was the D-line coach for LSU, and now he finds himself with the Las Vegas Raiders. And so not a whole lot of coaching experience, but he definitely brings a lot of playing experience to this coaching staff. And so that's Andre Carter. And let's go next up to the last coaching hire that we saw announced just this last week. And that's the former Jags defensive coordinator, Mike Caldwell. And now, mind you, this is a former defensive coordinator. And so he's being brought in as our run game coordinator and linebackers coach. And so he's bringing a lot of knowledge to this coaching staff and to this defensive side, which I really like to see. As a player, he was drafted in 2013 by the Cleveland Browns. He played 10 years in the NFL with 6 different teams. So he kind of skipped around and jumped around the league a little bit. He played his best years from 1998 to 2001 with the Eagles, where he was able to put together 221 tackles, 5 sacks, and 3 interceptions in those 3 years. As a coach, he started his coaching career in 2008 with the Eagles. He was an assistant head coach and linebackers coach with the Jets in 2015. In 2019, he was a linebackers coach for Tampa, where he won his first Super Bowl, beating the Chiefs back in 2021. So we love hearing that. And the last 2 years, he was the defensive coordinator for the Jags. Now, he was fired last year, but I think it was just the Jags really fell off the tail end of last year. And to me, it kind of sounds like he was kind of the scapegoat, right? You got Doug Peterson over there that's running the offense, so he's not going to blame his own offense for the losses. And so I think, Caldwell might have been the scapegoat, and he was let go at the end of that season. And so he was let go, and he finds himself over here as the linebackers coach and run game coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders. So again, great pickup in my opinion. And so that kind of sums up what our new coaches look like. Again, the devastating news to Janoris Robinson, which again, extremely pissed about, but it is what it is. You move on. And basically kind of sum it up, it looks like AP is really following that route of what he's been showing is he's bringing in former players as coaches. He wants to bring in those players that understand not only the football side, but also understand what these players go through, relate to these players at a different level. So I love seeing it. But the news that we're still waiting on, guys, we're still waiting on really some big names. Who's going to be our quarterbacks coach? Because we got a lot of news wrapped around the Las Vegas Raiders and possibly moving up for a quarterback or drafting a quarterback. So we got to know who's that quarterback coach, who's going to come in to kind of coach that kid up. And then we need to know who our offensive line coach is going to be, right? I mean, we need to be able to protect that quarterback. We need to be able to ramp up this O-line. And AP has said it. He wants to bruise some people. So he wants to be able to really run that ball. Be that team that's going to make a statement on the ground. And so we need to know who that offensive line coach is going to be. So we're going to be waiting for that news. And when we do hear that news, I'll definitely drop a video for you guys. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, help me get to 2,500 help me get to 2,500 subscribers. All my subscribers will be included in the next giveaway. So help me get there. I want all you guys involved. That's a way for me to say thank you and kind of give back and show my appreciation for all you guys have done for me up to this point. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.